The Kraft Foods Company presents The Great Gildersleeve.
Oh.
It's The Great Gildersleeve, starring Harold Perry, brought to you by the Kraft Foods Company, makers of a complete line of famous quality food products. For a fat man, Gildersleeve is quite a walker. But on bad days coming home from the office, he sometimes takes the B-line bus. There have been a lot of bad days lately, and this is one of them.
Back in the rear there. Come on, don't be afraid, folks. Step back. The rear end goes the same place as the front end. Step back.
Oh, yeah?
Come on, Fatso. You're blocking progress.
Oh?
Shove back, will you?
What do you think I'm doing? Eat, zoop. Pardon, madam.
Well,
All clear there. Come on, watch the door.
Why anybody ever rides on these things?
Oh, hello, Mr. Bullard. I didn't see you there.
Hello, Gildersleeve. Here, grab this strap. I'll take this one.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Bullard. It's a little crowded, isn't it?
Yeah, awful. There ought to be a law.
Yeah, you said it.
As a matter of fact, I only happen to be riding on the bus because my car's in the shop. Mrs. Bullard has the station wagon.
Oh, me too. I just happen to be riding on it. Say, what do you think of the election? Or have I asked you that?
It's a mandate from the people.
My opinion exactly. By the way, how is Mrs. Bullard?
No, she's fine.
That's good. And the rest of the family? Haven't seen little Craig around much lately.
Yes, we must get him and your boy together one of these days.
Yes, we must.
Say, tell me, Gildersleeve, is your boy learning anything at that school?
School? Why, I don't know. I guess so. Why?
Well, I'm darned if I think they teach him a thing. Now, Craig's been going to that school for 2 years. Can't read a blooming thing.
Well, after all, Craig's only...
Can't even spell his own name. Why, I could read when I was 5. It's this modern education, Gildersleeve. They don't teach him anything.
You don't think so?
Projects. Everything is projects. Everything is too darn much fun. Wasn't that way when I went to school. We worked.
Oh, me too. We really had to buckle down. Yes, sir.
Discipline. That's what's lacking these days. Discipline.
A little of that old hickory stick.
That's the idea. Oh, goodness. Why, do you know when Craig was in kindergarten last year, I found out the teacher had them sitting on the floor, on mats? What kind of foreign idea is that?
Well, that's news to me, Bullard. In my day, we had desks and benches.
You're darn right we did. Kept our hands folded, too. We kept them folded or else.
Yes, sir.
I hated school. I kicked like a steer all the way through. But by Harry, when I got out, I knew something.
Me too.
These darn kids. All they do is have a good time. What kind of a school is that?
I don't know.
Why, they don't even teach them manners. Craig comes home and acts rude to his mother. Say, grab that seat before somebody else gets it.
No. You take it, Mr. Bullard.
out, please.
Oh, too late.
Darn women, they slide in ahead of you every time. Well, I don't know what you're going to do about it, but I have a good mind to yank Craig out of there and send him to private school like the older boy.
Well, to tell the truth, I haven't paid much attention, I guess.
There's a lot of monkey business goes on down there, Gildersleeve. You ought to look into it.
Yes, sir, I'll do that. Glad you mentioned it. Say, what do you think of the election? Well, I guess I asked you that.
It's a mandate from the people.
Yeah, I guess I asked you.
Oh, Leroy, how could you do that? Just when I had the whole house cleaned up nice, all over the place.
I didn't do it. Craig did it.
Well, I ain't going to stand for it, that's all. I don't care who did it. I'm going to have to tell your uncle. Yes, sir, this time I'm really going to tell him. I'm going to tell him, that's all. I'm just going to tell him.
I'll clean it up, Bertie. I'll clean it up.
Well, you better, because I'm going to tell him. I mean it. I'm going to tell him. The minute he walks in here, I'm going to tell him. I'm going to say, Mr. Gildersleeve, just look at this living room. It's a mess. I'm going to tell him who did it, too.
I'm cleaning it up, Bertie.
Well, you better, because I'm going to tell him.
Gosh, we were only playing.
I don't care. I'm going to tell him.
I didn't want to do it anyway. It was Craig that suggested it.
Don't tell him, that's all.
It isn't fair. Craig has all the fun and I have to do all the dirty work.
Quiet, Leroy. Here comes your uncle.
Good evening, Bertie.
Evening, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Hi, Unc.
Well, what's all this?
Oh, it ain't nothing, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Leroy, what are these cards doing all over the floor? What are all those boxes? What's that stuff under the piano?
Oh, they were just playing, Mr. Gildersleeve. You know how it is. Rainy day, two boys with nothing to do.
Yeah, it was all Craig's idea.
Won't take me a second to straighten it up.
Craig, eh? Nothing to do, eh? Why aren't you upstairs doing your homework?
It's done.
Oh, it is it? Well, we'll just see about that.
Hello, Unky. You're late.
Good evening. I suppose you finished your homework, too.
I didn't have any. I did it all yesterday.
Leroy, you know so much. What's the capital of Maine?
The capital.
Yes, the capital of Maine.
Maine, gosh.
What's the capital? I'll give you till I count 5. 1,
Well, Unc, we didn't have that today.
2,
I know where Maine is. It's up there.
3.
Gosh, Maine. It's the only one I can't seem to...
You're not concentrating.
I am so.
4.
Hey, you skipped 3.
All right, 3. Come on. 4, 5. Marjorie, can you tell Leroy the capital of Maine?
Certainly.
Well?
Can you?
All right, what's the capital of Washington?
You mean the state of Washington?
The state of Washington.
Not Washington, D.C. You mean the state.
The state, yes. What's the capital?
Is it Seattle?
I'm asking you. You're not asking me. You're supposed to tell me.
Well, I thought it was Seattle,
That's
but...
the trouble, Leroy. You don't really know, do you? You don't really know.
Well, you keep hollering at me. Gosh, how can I
That's the
think...
trouble with these modern schools. They don't teach you anything. I was talking with Mr. Bullard about this on the way home. I don't know whether the fault is yours or your teacher's, Leroy, but by George...
Hey, Unc!
By George, I mean to find out.
Unc!
Yes, Leroy, why are you waving your hand?
The capital of Maine is Augusta.
Did you tell him, Marjorie?
Certainly not.
Well, you're too late, my boy. I'm going down there to school with you tomorrow morning, and I'm going to have a talk with your teacher.
Oh, Unc, you aren't going to do that.
Why not?
Oh, gosh, I'd die if you walked in there in front of everybody.
Unky, I don't think Miss Goodwin is going to like it if you go over her head and start messing around with her teachers.
Who said anything about messing around?
Well, she's the principal, and after
All right, I'll have it out with Miss Goodwin. Maybe you're right. Maybe I ought to take it up with her first. After all, I haven't seen Eve in some time. Might just run over to her place after dinner. I know what she'll say, of course, but I know what I'll say. I'm going to get to the bottom of this. I'm going to find out whether she's got those kids tending to business or sitting on the floor. Well, don't get me wrong, Eve. This isn't my idea, but I hear these things.
You evidently think it's worth your attention, or you wouldn't come running over here with it.
I didn't run.
Frankly, Throckmorton, I'm very tired of hearing people complain about the school. We're badly overcrowded. The teachers are overworked and they're underpaid. But they're doing the best they can with the little they have. And I think they deserve great credit for it.
Oh, so do I. Yes, indeed. Don't misunderstand me, Eve.
I think I understand you very well. You're complaining because Leroy isn't taught exactly the way you were taught. Isn't that so?
Well...
Are you so perfect?
Huh?
Are any of us? If we had learned all there was to be learned, would the world be in such a mess today?
I guess not.
School can't take all the responsibility for a child, you know. If you feel Leroy isn't developing as he should, it's just possible that what is partly to blame is the intellectual atmosphere around the home.
What?
Tell me, do you ever read?
Well, certainly. I read to the children. I read to them, I read the Christmas Carol every year.
Once a year. Do you ever discuss things with Leroy?
Oh, all the time.
I mean, besides his faults.
Well, I'm busy, Eve. Gosh.
Do you ever read yourself?
Now and then, whenever I can.
Now and then.
Well, I told you, Eve, I'm busy.
Busy at what?
Well, things.
Throckmorton, be honest with yourself. Do you remember any of the things you learned at college? Or have you tried to keep up any of the interests you had then?
Gosh, Eve, I came over here to talk to you about Leroy.
This has a great deal to do with Leroy. This is very important to Leroy. Because don't you see, you're Leroy's hero. He worships you. He imitates you. You're his hero. And that's a very great responsibility.
I guess I'm no good, Eve. I guess I'm just a drifter.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
I guess you must hate me, all right? And I don't blame you.
You're wrong. I like you, Throckmorton, because you're human. And so am I.
Yeah?
It doesn't really seem right. It doesn't really seem right that weakness should be an attraction. But nevertheless...
Oh, I'm awfully weak.
Nevertheless... I sometimes think the only thing that makes life tolerable is the little weaknesses we share in common.
Why don't you move over here where it's comfortable, Eve? I've got another little weakness we could share.
Now, I'm afraid you're making a joke of the whole thing.
Oh, no, I'm not. Believe me, Eve. Just the same, why don't you move over? Oh, you want me to come over there?
I think we're getting off the subject.
Nuts.
Have you ever read Plato's Republic, Throckmorton?
Phooey, why should I read that?
What'd you say?
I said, no, I've never read it, Eve.
Oh, you should. It's one of the truly great books. In fact, I believe it's included in the 100 great books.
The what?
The 100 great books of all time. Some universities drawn up a list of them. It's really very worthwhile. All the students are required to read them.
Read 100 books?
Oh, I think everyone should read them, if he hasn't already.
Gosh, even if you join the book of the month, you only have to read 12. You're not suggesting I should...
Did you mean what you said, Throckmorton? Do you want to be an example to Leroy? Or do you just want to drift?
I want to drift. Only kidding, Eve. I'm only kidding.
I never know.
I'll do anything you say, Eve.
Well, why don't you just try this book, just to begin with? I'd love to lend it to you.
Well, The Republic of Plato. 389 pages. I don't know, Eve. This looks kind of heavy.
For Leroy, Throckmorton.
Yeah, for Leroy. You say there are 99 others?
Don't let that frighten you. You read them one at a time.
Oh. Say, maybe we could read this together, huh?
I think you'd get more out of it if you read it alone.
Yeah.
But any time you run into trouble with it, why, come over and I'll be glad to help you out.
Is that a promise?
That's a promise.
I'm pretty rusty.
It's still a promise.
Yeah. By George, the things I'll do for Leroy.
A fine cook is always very particular about the salads she serves, preferring to make them whenever she can with one of two famous products, Kraft Kitchen Fresh Mayonnaise or the popular Miracle Whip, also made by Kraft. Now, both have been scarce for some time, and Miracle Whip will continue to be fairly hard to get because of the sugar shortage. But I have some wonderful news about Kraft Kitchen Fresh Mayonnaise. Now that the supply of fine salad oil is more plentiful, Kraft mayonnaise is once again available and in reasonable quantity. Your dealer should have some soon, if not already. Kraft mayonnaise, you know, is a truly superior mayonnaise with a delicate flavor that comes from the choice ingredients that go into it. Fine salad oil, selected eggs, fragrant vinegar and spices, and as a final touch of perfection, fresh lemon juice is added. And flavor is not all. Its texture, too, is superb. A special beater patented by Kraft gives this mayonnaise a creamy satin smoothness you could never accomplish in your kitchen. For mayonnaise with a rich, homemade goodness, a texture nothing short of marvelous, choose whenever you see it, Kitchen Fresh Mayonnaise by Kraft. Now let's get back to the great Gildersleeve, who is about to rebuild his life at the 11th hour. He's finished a thoughtful supper, and now he advances into the living room, which is already occupied by his niece and nephew. Marjorie is sitting on the sofa reading, and Leroy is lying on his stomach in front of the radio, which is playing.
Hey, Bob, Reba. Hey, Bob, Reba. Hey.
Leroy, turn off that radio, please.
Oh, get in on me playing. It's Clemmy Cornwell.
I have work I wish to do. Marjorie's doing her homework.
What do you think I'm doing?
Homework with your head practically in the loudspeaker? Turn it off. Get your books up off the floor.
Okay.
I must say, Marjorie, what makes you think you can concentrate without music playing?
Doesn't bother me.
Me either.
Now listen to me, both of you. No wonder you're not learning anything in school.
I'm doing all right.
Well, maybe you are, but Leroy isn't. Anyhow, nobody can possibly study with that radio blatting out that hooray for Bob or whatever it is. You've got to play the radio. Why don't you play symphonic music? Why can't we have a little culture around here? Well,
It's okay with me.
I'm glad to hear it.
What is it?
What's what? What's what? Culture?
Yeah.
Leroy, really?
I'll tell you what culture is, young man. It's a love for the finer things of life. Oil painting, symphonies, great books like, where's that book I had before supper? Where? Oh, here. Look at that. Plato.
What's it about?
It isn't about anything. It's philosophy. 389 pages of it.
You gonna read it?
Certainly I'm going to read it. And I'm going to enjoy it, too. Well, I am. Plato was one of the greatest thinkers that ever lived.
I know, we had him last semester.
Oh, you did?
He made up a stale thing called platonic love.
What's that?
Holding hands.
It had nothing to do with holding hands. It had nothing to do with physical love. Plato was a very great philosopher, above such things.
Some thinker.
Marjorie, I'm surprised at you. Leroy doesn't know any better, but you're in high school. Well, from now on, we're going to run this house differently.
How?
You'll see. I'll get back to your homework, Leroy. I want to read.
Okay. Gosh, it looks funny, everybody sitting around with their nose in a book.
There's nothing funny about it. It's the way it should be. Let's see here. Special introduction. Guess I can skip that.
Leroy, can't you sit somewhere else?
For corn's sake, you need the whole sofa?
Now, children, can't we all be quiet and enjoy our reading?
Enjoy it. Export and import of Paraguay.
Very interesting subject. See that you learn it. See. Translator's introduction. Seems to be a lot of that, too. Say, if I skip all this, it won't be so bad. Here. The Republic, Book 1. Must be about page 50. Page 1. Page 1? What the... Oh, they use those darn little Roman numerals for all that introduction. Still 389 pages to go. Well, here goes.
How do you like it, Unky?
Oh, fine. Great stuff. Deep, though, deep. See, if a man love justice, he needs fear no attack from a dishonorable citizen, for the just man cares nothing for possessions, and the dishonorable man loves only wealth. Furthermore, if a man loves justice, the gods are on his side till eternity. Eternity is the companion virtue of truth, and truth is the opposite of dishonor. Thus the wisest man is the eternal man, and the eternal man is the philosopher. Judas. Say, maybe I could get a little help on this first part.
Where you going?
You keep right on with your work, my boy. I'm going out for a little advanced instruction.
From Miss Goodwin?
Yes. She promised to help me with Plato. I'll see you later.
Okay, but keep it platonic, Unky.
Dark. Where's that darn bell? Oh, well, it probably doesn't work anyway. You must be home. Light in there.
Hello there. I'm afraid you're early.
Early?
I haven't finished dressing yet. I'll unlock the door and you can come and wait in the parlor.
But Eve. What do I do now? Well, might as well go in, I guess. Oh, fire in the fireplace. Cozy for somebody.
What time is it?
About 7:30.
Throckmorton. Is that you?
Sure, it's me. Who'd you think it was?
Well, to tell you the truth, I was expecting someone else a little later.
Tell him not to come.
I can't possibly.
But, Eve, you said you'd help me with my studying.
Throckmorton, you're a child. Wait a minute, I'll be out.
Nuts. You mind if I take off my coat?
No, I suppose not.
Oh, thanks.
The Rachmaninoff Prelude. I didn't know you played that.
That's all I know.
Now, just what was it you wanted help with, Throckmorton?
Say, that's quite an outfit.
Oh, do you like it?
Well, I don't know. You didn't put it on for me.
Silly. What was it you wanted help with?
Plato, what do you think? That's deep stuff, Eve.
How much of it did you read?
How much?
Yes.
You mean how many pages?
Yes.
Well, I don't know exactly. That introduction is pretty long.
Oh, I'm glad you read that. It's an excellent explanation of the whole book.
It is? Well, I sort of skimmed it.
And then you started in at the beginning of book 1?
Yes. I couldn't make head or tail of it, Eve. A lot of characters with long Greek names running around talking to each other. What's it all about?
Throckmorton, look me in the eye.
What for?
I want you to tell me the truth. Did you read one single page of the book?
Why, Eve, sure,
Look me in the eye.
I think I read a page. What's so funny?
Oh, I'm sorry. I will help you, Throckmorton. But you've got to make a real effort to help yourself first. Now go back and try again. Read the introduction. Don't skim through it. Read it. And then read the first 20 pages.
20 pages? That's a lot. The introduction's long, too.
All right, 10 pages. Read the first 10 pages, and if you don't understand it, come over and we'll talk about it.
But if you could give me a little idea what it's about, Eve. I mean, right now, before I start.
I've got to go out, Throckmorton.
Who with?
I don't believe you know him. He's a teacher at the normal school.
Teacher. Going to some concert, I suppose.
No. As a matter of fact, we're going dancing.
Eve. Yes, I'm back. Nuts. Now what'll I do? Well, I suppose I can take another crack at Plato. Where's my book?
Right where you left it.
In your chair.
Oh, thank you. Well, stop staring at me. Go on with your work.
I finished it.
You finished what? Your geography?
Yeah.
What about your history?
I can do it tomorrow.
No, sir, none of that. You get that right now and get it done. When you're finished, I'll examine you.
Gosh.
Now. Where was I? Wonder who that guy is she's going out with. Oh, well. Here. Translator's introduction. The Republic of Plato is the longest of his works. They're telling me. Why the devil does he have to pick the longest one? Doorbell! Keep working, Leroy. I'll answer it.
But you're reading.
I will answer it. Wait.
It may be Francie. She told me she might drop over.
And she might drop right back where she came from. You don't wish to be disturbed this evening. Well, hello, Judge. Come right in. Glad to see you.
Well, I'm just passing by, Gildy. I saw the light in the parlor, but if you're busy...
Not at all, not at all. Here, let me have your coat.
Oh, thanks, old man.
Come in, sit you doon a spell.
Good evening, Marjorie, Leroy.
Good evening, Judge.
Hi.
Doing a little homework, I see. Sure we won't disturb you?
No, Judge. They've learned to concentrate. Have a chair. Tell me what you've been doing.
Well, Ooh. Book.
Uh-huh.
Well, who's been reading Plato's Republic?
I was glancing through it. I like to read a little philosophy occasionally. And when you're in the mood for philosophy, you can't beat Plato.
You've been reading Plato?
It's a lot of hot air, isn't it, Judge?
Well, I wouldn't go...
Don't tell me it's a lot of hot air. No practical value whatever. Why fill your head with a lot of theoretical stuff you're never going to use? Am I right, Horace? You bet I am. How about a game of checkers?
Suits me fine. Where's the checkerboard?
Here, underneath. Well, Leroy, what do you want?
Nothing. I'm just going to watch.
What about your history?
Oh, I've done enough.
You've done practically nothing. You get your nose in that history book and learn it. You understand?
Well, no, you said yourself. What's the use of filling your head with a lot of theoretical stuff you're never going to use?
Do your homework, you hear? I'll have no ignoramuses in this household. Which hand do you want, Judge?
This one.
I get to move first.
We'll be hearing from the great Gildersleeve again very shortly. Well, the frost is on the pumpkin and Thanksgiving's almost here. If you're planning a special salad for the big day, top it with real glamour, Kraft Kitchen Fresh Mayonnaise. Yes, this famous and superior mayonnaise is once again available and in reasonable quantity. Now that the supply of fine salad oil is more plentiful, Kraft is making a fair amount of Kraft Kitchen Fresh Mayonnaise, and your dealer should have some soon, if not now. Yes, it's good news, for this is mayonnaise with a delicate flavor, a homemade goodness that only choice ingredients can give. Fine salad oil, selected eggs, fragrant vinegar and spices, and as a final touch of perfection, fresh lemon juice. Its texture, too, is something to be proud of. Kraft Kitchen Fresh Mayonnaise is velvety smooth and creamy. So smooth you'll wonder how it was ever accomplished. Well, a special beater patented by Kraft is the answer. Yes, we're happy to tell you Kraft Kitchen Fresh Mayonnaise is back.
All right, Leroy. Name the 13 colonies. You better have them perfect.
Perfect?
Yeah, perfect.
Gosh. Well, Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Maryland, Carolina, Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey. That's 12. And Delaware.
Well, I'll be darned. Go to bed, you lucky boy. Good night, folks.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Harold Perry. It is written by John Whedon and Sam Moore. The music is by Jack Meakin. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley as Leroy, Louise Erickson as the girl who doesn't want to go to Memphis, and Lillian Randolph as Bertie. Judge Hooker is Earl Ross. This is John Lang saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company, inviting you to listen in again next Wednesday for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
It's one of the finest desserts you can imagine. Yes, rich, velvety smooth ice cream made with Frizz. That's F-R-I-Z-Z. Frizz is the new Kraft product women are raving about. It makes real, homemade ice cream that has plenty of milk and cream in it. Just add water, a little sugar, and freeze according to directions on the package. Frizz is made by an exclusive process that retains the fresh cream flavor, gives you ice cream that freezes smoothly. Flavor variations from vanilla are easy. 6 generous servings from one package of Frizz.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
The Kraft Foods Company presents The Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve, starring Harold Perry, brought to you by the Kraft Foods Company, makers of a complete line of famous quality food products.
Well, if it ain't the kid himself.
Greetings, Floyd.
Hi, Commissioner.
Well, I could do with a little haircut, Floyd. I'm kind of shaggy in back.
I'm afraid I couldn't take you right now, Commissioner. If you'd like to come back.
What do you mean you can't take me? There's nobody here.
I got an appointment.
What do you mean, appointment?
With a customer. He called up.
Since when do you have to have an appointment in this broken-down emporium? Now, don't give me any of that nonsense. Hand me one of those magazines there.
You can sit there if you want to, Commissioner, but I'll have to ask you to get out of the chair when Mr. Bullard comes.
Whoop.
Now, take it easy.
Listen, my fine feathered friend. How would you like it if I were to take my trade someplace else?
Okay with me, if you don't care how you look.
You're not the best barber in the world, you know.
I ain't the worst. He's down the street there.
Floyd, are you going to cut my hair or aren't you? All right. I'll just sit here.
Oh, Commissioner, you ain't going to be a dog in the manger.
I'm not budging out of this chair for Bullard or anybody else. Least of all, Bullard, the big four-flesher.
Well, listen, Bullard may be a four-flesher, but when it comes to tips, at least he don't... Hello, Mr. Bullard.
Yeah.
We're just talking about you, Mr. Gildersleeve and me.
Oh, good afternoon, Gildersleeve.
How do you do?
All ready for you, Mr. Bullard. Yes, sir. No waiting. Come on, Commissioner, hop down.
I got here first.
Oh, finish up with Mr. Gildersleeve first. I'm in no hurry.
Oh, no. I ain't even started on him. He didn't have an appointment anyway.
That's all right. I was late for mine. Go ahead, I'll wait. First come, first served. It's only fair.
Well, that's very nice of you, Mr. Bullard, but I couldn't
No, keep the chair.
Oh, but I insist.
No, I insist.
But you had an appointment.
But you were here first.
Either of you gents interested in a haircut?
Take him first, Floyd.
Well, thanks very much, Bullard. Very decent of you. Just make it a quick trim, Floyd.
Uh-huh.
We don't want to keep Mr. Bullard waiting.
Relax, Commissioner. I ain't going to tickle you. Is that too tight?
No. How have you been, Mr.? It is a little tight, Floyd.
Yeah.
How have you been, Mr. Bullard? How are things over at your house?
Oh, having a little trouble.
Oh? Sorry to hear that. I hope it's nothing.
No. It's same old problem. Servants. It's a terrible problem. I don't know what we're going to do. Problem for the whole country. Servants are getting out of hand these days.
You said it.
Barbers, too.
Ow!
Huh? Watch it, Floyd.
Now, we had a girl, a cook. Well, you know her, Gildersleeve. You got her for us. Friend of your girl's.
Not Lilybee.
Was that her name? I never did learn what it was. Well, anyway, she walked out on us this morning. For no reason at all.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that about Lilybee.
We were giving her Thursdays off and every other Sunday. But just because Mrs. Bullard asked her to wash out a few things, well, it's the way with all of them. You can't do enough for them.
It's a problem, all right.
Of course, Mrs. Bullard doesn't know the first thing about cooking. She's never done anything that sort herself.
Well, tell you what you do. Why don't you and your wife come over to our house for dinner?
Tonight?
Sure.
Oh, we couldn't do that.
No. Why not?
Oh, it's too late.
Tomorrow night, then. Tomorrow night.
Well, I don't know.
Nonsense. Love to have you. You have no cook. We have Bertie. Why not?
Well, I don't know if Mrs. Bullard would feel right about leaving little Craig at home alone.
Bring little Craig along. Love to have him.
You're sure it wouldn't be too much?
Not at all. Bertie loves company. The more, the merrier. Anybody home? Bertie? Out in the kitchen, I guess. Must be somebody out there with it.
You know something, Lilybee? You crazy.
I don't care. That's what I told him.
Lilybee. What's Lilybee doing hanging around here? Well, I'll just go out there and show her what I think of her.
Well, that's the way it is with some folks, I guess. You can't do enough for them. Only thing to... Good evening, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Good evening, Bertie. Lilybee?
Evening, sir.
Bertie?
Yes, sir?
Good evening. I guess I showed her.
Oh?
What's that girl hanging around here for? Hope she isn't putting ideas in our Bertie's head. Maybe I'd better have a talk with Bertie. Better hurry, Leroy. You'll be late for school.
Bye, Unc.
Don't forget to take your lunch, Leroy.
I got it.
Don't slam me. What's the use? By the way, Bertie, I've been meaning to talk to you. Are you happy these days, Bertie?
Sure, I guess so. Why, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Everything's all right here, is it? I mean, you're satisfied with everything? Your life here?
Mr. Gildersleeve, you know anybody that's satisfied?
You got a point there. You're quite a philosopher, Bertie, as well as a wonderful cook. What I mean is, well, I noticed Lily out in the kitchen with you last night.
Yes, sir, that was Lily B.
She left the Bullards, I understand.
Yes, sir, she left.
Some misunderstanding, I presume?
Yes, sir, there was some of that.
I see.
They was piling it on to her too much. Lily B got herself a good job now.
Oh?
Running an elevator. Don't have to go to work until after breakfast. Gets to go home at 6 o'clock. Saturdays and Sundays off. Gets 2 weeks vacation in the summer with pay. And the pay's good, too.
Well, that kind of job never lasts, Bertie.
Must be pretty easy work driving the elevator.
Awfully monotonous. You'd go crazy doing that kind of work, Bertie.
Well, as long as I'm going crazy anyway.
Late. Got to be getting down to the office. See you at dinner, Bertie. Oh, by the way. Oh, yes, I almost forgot. Speaking of dinner, Bertie, that would have been terrible.
What was it you almost forgot?
Slipped my mind completely. Yes, I should have mentioned it before, but dinner, Bertie.
Yes, sir?
I seem to have invited some people. The Bullards. Now, don't get excited, Bertie. I know we've had a lot of company lately, but this is different. You see, the Bullards, your friend Lily B walked out on them. Blame Lily B.
Lily B didn't walk out on them. They took advantage. They had her doing the laundry on top of everything else when they told her she wouldn't have to.
Well, whatever it was.
I don't blame Lily B. Had her working all summer long without any vacation. And then asked her to do the laundry, too. I'd quit myself if folks took advantage like that. Cooking and house cleaning, that's hard work. Folks don't realize.
Yeah, all right. We won't have the Bullards over, Bertie. I'll call it off.
I don't mind having folks to dinner, Mr. Gildersleeve, as long as you tell me.
Yeah, I know, Bertie, I know. I should have told you before. It slipped my mind. Forget it.
Well, as long as you ask.
No, Bertie, I wouldn't think of it. You're tired. You've done too much. You know what I think? I think you ought to take a vacation.
Mr. Gildersleeve, what would I want with a vacation now?
Well, you only had 1 week. All summer long, practically cooking and, well, house cleaning. That's hard work. Yes, sir. And don't think I don't appreciate it, Bertie. I think you ought to take a week off right now.
But, Mr. Gildersleeve, I ain't got no place to go.
Well, don't go anyplace then. Stay here. Stay in your room. Sleep late. Enjoy yourself. The children and I will do the work. We'll get along.
But, Mr. Gildersleeve, you ain't figured on...
No, Bertie, do as I say.
Well, what about the Bullards? You got them coming...
Hang the Bullards. I'll take them out to dinner. You're on vacation, understand?
You mean beginning now?
Beginning right now. Well, you might just clean up the breakfast dishes first. Marjorie, tell Leroy to wipe his chin.
Well, this has certainly been a most enjoyable evening, Gildersleeve. Hasn't it, my dear?
Yes, indeed.
Well, I think it's been terrible. I'll never come here again.
Oh, I don't think it's half bad. Do you, my dear?
No, it's not half bad. Craig, darling, you haven't eaten your dessert.
It's no good.
You mustn't say that. Why, it's delicious.
Craig?
Mr. Gildersleeve will think you're ungrateful. Oh, that lovely pudding.
I don't want it. I'm eating mine, Craigie. See? I always eat my food, don't I, Unc? Watch me, Craig. Yum, yum. See, I ate every bit of it. You can eat mine, too. Here.
Oh, no, Craig. That's yours. Now do as Mommy says.
I don't want it.
Don't make the boy eat it if he doesn't want it. Guess we're all through, aren't we? Waiter, check.
I'll take that check, waiter. Just give it to me.
Oh, no, you don't. Here.
Oh, but I insist.
No, I invited you. Let go now.
Please, it's mine.
You'll tear it.
Look out the water.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Mrs. Bullard. Did you get any of it on you?
Just here and there.
Here, take my napkin.
Rumson, darling, if Mr. Gildersleeve wants the check, let him have it.
Well, if you insist.
Of course. Let's see here now. What the... Marjorie, have you got any money on you?
Not a cent.
Oh, brother. Leroy, have you?
Have I what?
Have you got any money?
Where would I get any money?
What's wrong? Can I,
Well, thanks. I guess I'll have to let you help me out here a little bit, if you will. And my other pants or something.
Why, certainly. Darling, have you any money with you?
Money? Well, let me look in my bag.
Silly of me, coming off without my money. I've got plenty at home.
Silly of me, too.
How much do you need?
How much is the check, Gildersleeve?
Well, $10 would make it. I've got 10 myself.
Gracious. Prices have certainly gone up here, haven't they?
Yes, they have.
Well, there you are.
Thanks. I'll return the money right away, Mr. Bullard. I'll send Leroy over with it in the morning.
Oh, no hurry. Anytime.
Well, it's been a great pleasure, folks. Shall we go?
Yes, it's just as I was saying. Prices may have risen a little, but give them time. Oh, by the way, thank you for the dinner.
Oh, the pleasure was mine.
Yes, it's the law of supply and demand. Let prices equal...
The big four-flusher. How do you like the way he out-fumbled me on that check?
It's really a pleasure to give homemakers such good news. Your holiday salads can once again be topped with the famous mayonnaise good hostesses prefer. Kraft Kitchen Fresh Mayonnaise. Yes, although Miracle Whip salad dressing is still fairly hard to get because of the sugar shortage, Kraft Kitchen Fresh Mayonnaise is back, and in reasonable quantity. Since the supply of fine salad oil is becoming more plentiful, Kraft can now make a fair amount of this superior mayonnaise, and shipments are going out every day. Look for it at your dealers. He should have some soon, if not already. With its delicate flavor, its rich homemade goodness, Kraft Kitchen Fresh Mayonnaise does wonderful things for any salad. Only choice ingredients go into it. Fine salad oil, selected eggs, fragrant vinegar and spices. And for the final crowning touch, fresh lemon juice is added. No wonder Kraft Mayonnaise has such delicate, perfect flavor. As for texture, well, that, too, is something you could never accomplish in your own kitchen. A special beater patented by Kraft gives Kraft Mayonnaise a surpassing creamy smoothness. You'll never bother to make your own as long as you can get Kraft Kitchen Fresh Mayonnaise. Now let's get back to the great Gildersleeve, who is facing the problem of Bertie's vacation like a true executive. That is, he has assigned duties to each member of the family, reserving the supervisory chores for himself. Leroy, it happens, has been assigned breakfast the first day.
Leroy, for heaven's sake, Bertie's asleep. Let her enjoy the rest.
I forgot. Well, anyhow, breakfast is all ready.
Quiet, I'll be right down. You ready, Marjorie?
Coming.
Leroy's been pretty industrious about this. He's been down there in the kitchen for over an hour.
An hour?
Yeah, I heard him banging around down there. Shows a good spirit. We must remember to give him credit, my dear.
Okay.
Welcome to the feast, Unc. Look, doesn't the table look super?
Huh? What the...
Leroy, a lace tablecloth for breakfast.
That's all right. Looks magnificent, my boy. Just like a banquet.
That's what you're going to have, folks. Kindly be seated.
Well, orange juice.
I squeezed a heck of a lot of orange juice to make that. Tastes good, doesn't it?
Delicious.
Delicious. You're supposed to strain out the seeds, my boy.
Yeah?
It doesn't matter this time.
Well, drink it up. I'll bring in the rest of the stuff.
Little Leroy. Your brother's really done a job, my dear.
I never expected anything like this from Leroy.
Anyway! Wait till you see this. Scrambled eggs. For you and you.
Leroy, they're wonderful.
Never saw better.
Thanks. Well, start in. I'll get the toast.
How did he ever
Amazing. They're cold, but what's the difference?
That's what I say.
The toast got burnt a little, but I scraped it off.
Fine.
Go to it while I bring in the coffee.
Coffee?
Didn't know I could make coffee, did you? Well, I looked it up in the cookbook. It's a cinch.
Oh, what do you know?
The eggs are cold, all right.
I'll eat him anyway. We'll have to show him we appreciate what he's done.
Oh, sure.
Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, coffee. Have some, Unc.
Yes, indeed, my boy.
Coming at you. Looks nice and black, don't it?
Doesn't it? Sure does.
Well, I didn't want it 2 weeks, so I put in a little more than it said.
Oh? Well, you've done a fine job, my boy. Now sit down and eat something yourself.
Are you kidding? I had mine half an hour ago. I made my lunch, too. 2 sandwiches and a piece of stale cake I found out there. I guess Bertie was saving it for me.
Well, that's all right. What kind of sandwiches?
Peanut butter and jelly. They're very nourishing. Well, I gotta get going.
What's your hurry?
It's late. It's about 8:45.
Oh, gosh, I've got to go, too.
Aren't you gonna finish your eggs?
How can I? I'll be late. They're delicious, Leroy, honestly.
Yes, they certainly are.
Leroy, seeing you did such a wonderful job on the breakfast, I'm willing to tackle a supper. How's that?
That's the spirit. Well, run along, children.
Okay, goodbye, Aunt. Bye, Aunt.
Yeah, goodbye. Hey, wait, Marge. Well, guess I'm stuck with the dishes. Holy jumping Jehoshaphat. Look at this kitchen. Orange peels, egg shells, milk bottles. Where did he put that cap that goes on this thing? What did he use all these pots and pans for? Oh, what's this? Oh, an unsuccessful batch of eggs, I guess. Peanut butter, jelly. Now, how could he spill jelly all over the stove? Left everything wide open. Darn kid, he's got to learn. Well, better get this thing cleaned up or he won't be able to fix any supper. Pigsty. Where the dickens are the dish towels, I wonder? Nuts. Oh, Bertie! Bertie!
You calling me, Miss Gildersleeve?
Yes. Sorry to disturb you, Bertie, but where do you keep the dish towels?
In the kitchen table drawer. I'll be right down, Miss Gildersleeve.
No, Bertie, you enjoy your rest. Sorry to bother you. Yep, here they are. Never would have looked there in a million years. Now, where'd I put that darn plate? Oh, yes. Well. Where the devil does she keep the broom? Yeah, broom closet, I suppose. But if we got a broom closet, nuts. Bertie! Sorry to bother you. Where do you keep the broom?
I'll be right down, Miss Gildersleeve.
No, just tell me where you keep it. You don't need to come down, Bertie. You're supposed to be taking life easy.
Oh, that's all right. I'm coming down anyway.
Don't show me, Bertie. Just tell me.
It's next to the laundry tubs.
Oh, tubs. Well, thanks. Should have looked there, I guess.
I better help you clean up a little, Mr. Gildersleeve.
No, I insist, Bertie. I see you're all dressed up to go out. I won't even allow you in the kitchen.
I don't like leaving you cleaning up, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, it's nothing, Bertie. Leroy took care of everything this morning. I'll have everything spotless in 5 minutes.
Well, if you're sure.
Absolutely. How do you like your vacation so far, Bertie?
It's fine so far. I'm going downtown to look around and maybe go to a movie this afternoon.
That's the stuff. Well, have a good time.
Thank you, sir. Goodbye, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Goodbye, Bertie.
Well, Mr. Gildersleeve, what can I do for you this evening? I see you brought the family with you.
Yeah, sit down, Leroy. Sit down, Marjorie.
Good evening, Marjorie. Leroy.
Hi.
We haven't had any supper, Peavy. Can you fix us up with something?
I can give you something to eat, but I wouldn't exactly call it supper.
Well, I'm in no mood to quibble. What have you got to eat, besides drugs?
Well, I'm in a position to offer you a choice of sandwiches.
Sandwiches. Well, a choice, you say? What kind of sandwiches do you have?
Liverwurst.
I hate liverwurst.
So do I.
Finicky. What are the other kinds, Peavy?
We just have the liverwurst.
You said you had a choice.
Well, we have it on the white or the whole wheat.
And that's all?
That's all in the sandwiches, yes, sir.
What else have you got?
Ice cream, soft drinks. I'm afraid that's the extent of the menu, Mr. Gildersleeve. Unless you'd care for a few vitamin tablets.
You confound it, Peavy. I should think you'd either run a sandwich counter or not run it. This is the worst place to eat in town.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
Well, it is.
I only operate it as a convenience for my customers.
Convenience? Some convenience. Well, let's have 3 liverwurst sandwiches. On whole wheat.
3 liverwurst sandwiches it shall be. I very rarely have a whole family drop in like this for dinner. It's quite an occasion. What's the matter? Birdie sick?
No, she's taking a vacation.
That's nice. Nice time of year for it.
Yes.
Do you folks think you'll be coming here for supper every night while she's having her holiday?
Heaven forbid, Peavy.
Well, I just thought if I could count on it, I might get in a little ham. Cheese, maybe.
We're going to do our eating at home, mostly. As a matter of fact, we planned to have supper at home tonight, only, well, we decided not to.
No.
Unc burned the lamb chops.
I did not. Marjorie was supposed to be in charge of getting supper.
I asked you to watch the chops for a few minutes while I set the table.
Well,
I worked 2 whole hours trying to make a nice supper, and you spoiled the whole thing.
Marjorie,
What happened? Chops catch fire?
Burnt to a cinder. $2 worth of lamb chops.
Yeah, here we are. 3 liverwurst sandwiches.
Kitchen's a mess. Soot all over everything.
How did the potatoes get all over the floor?
I pulled them out so they wouldn't burn up, and then Unc stepped on them.
I only stepped on one. Eat your sandwich.
I had sandwiches for lunch. I don't want it. Couldn't I just have a chocolate sundae instead?
You'll get no chocolate until you've eaten that sandwich, and maybe not then. And hurry up. You've got a lot of work to do when you get home.
Care for a paper napkin, Leroy?
No, thanks.
Take it.
Okay.
Door's locked.
I'm cold.
I told you not to eat ice cream.
But I was starving.
I still am. I'm cold, too.
Wash the dishes. You'll get warm. I'll wipe. What's that? Bertie, you don't suppose... Bertie, you shouldn't have done it.
Good evening, Mr. Gildersleeve. I shouldn't have done what?
Well, the mess we left here.
Oh, that didn't take no time at all. I was fixing myself a little something to eat, so I just thought I'd straighten up.
Gosh, Bertie, what you eating? Sure smells good.
Leroy.
I just thought if you had a lot of it, whatever it is.
Plenty of it. I just warmed up that stew in the icebox. You want some?
Don't move, Bertie. Don't move a muscle. Get some plates, Leroy.
Okay.
Slice some bread, Marjorie.
Okay. Bertie, you've saved our lives.
It's a fact, Bertie. It's a fact. My goodness, that stew smells simply wonderful. You mean to tell me that was in the icebox the whole time, Bertie?
Yes, sir.
It's all in knowing where things are. Now, here we burn up $2 worth of lamb chops trying to get dinner when all the time... Bertie, what are you doing eating all alone here? You should be out having fun.
Where?
Well, this is your vacation, for heaven's sake. Aren't you enjoying it?
Well, it's pretty good. The only thing is none of my friends is having a vacation, so it's kind of lonesome just loafing around by myself.
Bertie, would you rather come back to work and have an extra week's pay?
With Christmas coming on? Are you kidding?
Relax, everybody. We eat.
The great Gildersleeve will be with us again in a few moments. Compliments on the salad you serve, even from the most particular of guests, are easy when those salads are made with famous Kraft mayonnaise. So it's good news I have for you homemakers. This truly superb kitchen fresh mayonnaise made by Kraft is once again available and in reasonable quantity. The supply of fine salad oil is becoming more plentiful, and Kraft can make some. Not all we'd like, of course, but a fair supply of the mayonnaise you've been waiting for, Kraft Kitchen Fresh Mayonnaise. With its rich, homemade goodness, its delicate, perfect flavor, Kraft mayonnaise is far superior because of the choice ingredients that go into it. Fine salad oil, selected eggs, fragrant vinegar and spices, and as a final touch of perfection, fresh lemon juice is added. Another thing you'll notice is its marvelous texture. A special beater patented by Kraft gives Kraft mayonnaise surpassing smoothness, gives it a velvet creaminess hard to duplicate. We're proud to be able to tell you Kraft Kitchen Fresh Mayonnaise is again available.
Yoo-hoo, anybody home?
Well, good old Judge Hooker. Come on in. Should have come earlier, Horace. We had the most wonderful, delicious stew for dinner.
Well, I've dined, thank you. I was just passing by, but I had an idea.
Yeah? What's that?
Well, it's scarcely 4 weeks now till Christmas, you know.
Christmas.
It's going to be a problem this year for everybody with prices so high and all. And I thought to myself, why don't we just keep Christmas for the children? Why don't you and I agree not to give each other any presents this year?
I think that's a very good idea.
Just shake hands and wish each other a Merry Christmas and let it go at that.
Great.
It's agreed then?
It's a deal.
Shake on it?
Yeah, shake.
Fine. Well, that's that. I'll be running along.
Okay.
No double crossing now, remember. I don't give you a present and you don't give me a present.
That's right, Horace. Yeah, good night.
Good night.
Nuts. I guess I've got to get the old goat a present. Speaking of Christmas presents, I'll tell you what I'm giving this year. An album of phonograph records. Just the thing for kids and for old goats, too. Good for everybody. The album is called, oh, shucks, I can't say it.
The album is called Stories for Children, told by the great Gildersleeve.
Thanks very much, Mr. Lang. You know, we made an album of children's stories last year. This is a new one. The Brave Little Tailor and Hansel and Gretel. Let's put it this way. It's no worse than any other album. Good night, folks.
The great Gildersleeve is played by Harold Perry. It is written by John Whedon and Sam Moore. The music is by Jack Meakin. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley as Leroy, Louise Erickson as Marjorie, and Lillian Randolph as Bertie. Judge Hooker is Earl Ross, and Richard LeGrand is Mr. Peavy. This is John Lang saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company and inviting you to listen in again next Wednesday for the further adventures of the great Gildersleeve.
It's a treat that's always surefire with the whole family. Ice cream made with Frizz, the new Kraft product. Yes, Frizz makes delicious, velvety, smooth ice cream right in your own refrigerator. Real ice cream, rich with plenty of milk and cream. Just add water, a little sugar, and freeze according to directions on the package. Add fruit juice, flavoring, or coffee for variations from vanilla. Frizz is made by an exclusive process that retains the fresh cream flavor. Ask your grocer for Frizz, F-R-I-Z-Z. 6 generous servings from one package.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
The Kraft Foods Company presents The Great Gildersleeve. It's The Great Gildersleeve, starring Harold Perry, brought to you by the Kraft Foods Company, makers of a complete line of famous quality food products. Now let's join The Great Gildersleeve. It's a Saturday night in Summerfield, and so we find him, as usual, occupying one of the best of the rickety chairs which furnish the Jolly Boys Club up above Floyd Munson's barber shop. At the moment, Judge Hooker is the only other member present.
Wonder where everybody is.
I can't imagine.
Seems like we're having trouble getting a quorum here lately. Maybe the club needs something.
Possibly.
Well, what'll we do, Judge?
I don't know.
Maybe we could call up somebody.
Who?
I don't know. Club may be getting in a rut. Maybe we ought to take on some new activity. Like, say, bowling.
I don't care for bowling.
All the better. It might help your liver. Wait. Well, here comes somebody. Who goes there?
Well, gentlemen, how are the Jolly Boys tonight?
Good evening, Peavy.
Peavy, let me give you a hand with those Cokes.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Stick them right here in the ice bucket. You know, this would be a thirsty club without you, Peavy. Last week we had to send Floyd out for drinks. Where were you?
Last week?
Yes.
Last Saturday?
Yes.
I decided to spend the evening with Mrs. Peavy.
Well, that's no way for a jolly boy to behave, Peavy.
Yeah, that's easy enough for a bachelor to say. You fellas don't have to explain what goes on down here. Why is that old club so important, she said. You see those men all the time anyway, she said. Hard question to answer.
But it's only one night a week, Peavy. No wife in the world wants her husband hanging around every night.
No, I wouldn't say that. Yes, sir, you'd be surprised.
Somebody else coming up the stairs. We'll have a quorum yet.
Oh, it's the chief. Hi, Chief.
Good evening, Commissioner. Peavy. Judge.
Hello, Chief.
Chief, what's detained you, old man?
Detain me?
Doesn't seem like the old gang gets down here as promptly as they used to. Where's Floyd, for instance?
He's married, too.
Come on, let's get started in on some poker.
Fellas, not yet. Could you let the game wait just a little while?
What for?
Well, in case somebody dropped in. Think how it looks. Cards all over the table. Everybody smoking.
Nobody's going to drop in. Come on, Judge. Let's get the chips divvied up so we can get going.
Fellas, please. As a personal favor.
Hi there, Jolly Boys. Deal me in.
Yeah, deal him in. Hi, Floyd.
Hi, Commish. Hi, Peave. Sorry if I've been holding you boys up, but I had to take Lovey and Dumper to picture. Hi, Judge. Hi, Chief.
Hi, Floyd.
Well, what are we waiting for? Not that I like the game, but I need the money.
Well, I'm counting out the chips, Floyd. Keep your shirt on.
Hold it a minute, Judge, before you deal them.
What's on your mind, anyway, Chief?
Well, I asked a certain man to drop in and visit us tonight. I hope nobody minds.
Who is he? What about it?
Well, he's a friend of mine.
Stop beating around the bush. Who is he?
You all know him, I guess. Don't you all know Dr. Needham?
The preacher?
Yes, a preacher. Nailed me after church on Sunday. Said he wanted to talk to us.
Tonight?
In a few minutes, I guess. He said around 8:30.
Chief, you might have given us a little warning.
Well, maybe I should have, but I was afraid you wouldn't come.
I would have worn a blue suit. That's a cinch.
Fellas, don't you think we ought to put the cards away?
Thanks, Peavy, old man.
Yeah, the chips, too, Horace.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
How about all them bottles laying there in that tub of ice? That don't look so nice to a, you know.
Where can we put it? Drag it over here and stick it in the closet, Chief.
Okay.
We ought to open a window, too, fellas. Gets to smelling like a joint up here.
I'll open it for a minute.
Mr. Gildersleeve, why don't you throw out that cigar?
Well, all right. Where can we dump these ashtrays? Gosh, Floyd, you might clean up the place once in a while.
How'd I know a preacher was coming?
Then shut the window. I'm cold.
Let her air out a minute more, Peave. Hey, I think he's turning in the alley.
Huh?
Yep, it's him.
Well, it don't look great, but it looks better than it did.
Sure. Ain't like he was coming to inspect a Sunday school.
Floyd, do me a favor. Watch your language, will you?
Don't worry about me. I've been around lots of preachers.
Shut up.
Well, if it isn't Dr. Needham. We were just chatting about you, weren't we, fellas?
Yes, we were. Good evening, Doctor.
Good evening, Mr. Gildersleeve. Good evening to all of you gentlemen. Judge.
Evening, Doctor.
Chief.
It's a pleasure to have you with us, Doctor. Let me hang your coat up.
Thank you. And Mr. Peavy, the good apothecary, I'm glad to see you.
Glad to be of service anytime, Doctor.
Doctor, maybe you don't know our other member here, Floyd Munson.
I don't believe
I don't think you know me, Dr. Needham. I go to Dr. Tutwiler down at...
Of course. I have a very high regard for Dr. Tutwiler, and if you are one of his flock, Dr. Tutwiler's a fine man, isn't he?
One of the best. Have a chair, Doctor?
Here's a good chair, Doctor. Nice, comfortable one.
I think I'll just sit in a straight chair, thank you. Mortify the flesh and improve the spirit. Well, nice, comfortable club rooms you have here.
Yes, we're quite proud of our quarters.
Well, here was this vacant room over the shop. I was glad to make it available, free of charge.
Is that so?
You weren't being so generous, Floyd. You couldn't make any money renting it.
I'd like to know why I couldn't.
No facilities.
It certainly is cold out tonight, isn't it, Doctor?
It's rather chilly, yes. How long has your club been in existence, may I ask?
Oh, about 2 years, hasn't it, fellas?
3. I recall we organized in the fall of 43.
How many members do you have?
This is it, just the 5 of us.
Quite exclusive. And may I ask just what is the purpose of the club?
Did you say purpose, Doctor?
Yes. What is the purpose of your club?
Well, we don't exactly have any purpose, Doctor. It's just a club.
We just get together once a week and raise a little...
It's social, Doctor. Isn't that it, fellas?
Oh, it seems to me I've heard the club had some kind of musical interests.
Oh, that too. Yeah, we're kind of a musical club. See, we got a piano.
Yes, it's not much of a piano. I have a Wembley at home.
Good enough for this gang. We just sing old barbershop songs, Doctor.
Oh, I love singing. I used to sing myself when I was a younger man.
You still sing, Doctor. I've heard you take a high tenor on some of those hymns on Sunday.
Well, I let myself go occasionally, but when I was at divinity school, we used to do some real singing, I can tell you.
Did you ever sing down by the old mill stream?
Floyd.
Huh?
No, I don't remember down by the old stream. But there was another song, Love Me and the World Is Mine. Do you know that?
Oh, sure. I care not for the stars that shine.
That's it.
How'd it be if we tried that once, huh, Doctor?
If you gentlemen will permit an outsider.
Don't think of yourself that way, Doctor. You're one of we boys. Come on, fellas.
I care not for the stars that shine. I dare not hope to every night. I only know I love you. Love me, and the world is
My.
Yes, indeed. I thought that was lovely. Lovely.
How about another round, Doc?
No, thank you. As a matter of fact, I came here with a purpose. Gentlemen, I wonder if you know the work of the Summerfield Orphanage.
Sure, that's where they take care of the orphans.
Shut up, Floyd.
Mr. Munson is quite right. The orphanage takes care of between 25 and 30 orphans at the present moment. But they're desperately in need of funds.
Uh-oh.
So I've been going about appealing to various organizations for aid. I wonder if you kind-hearted gentlemen would be interested in adopting a lovely baby girl.
Doctor.
Well, perhaps I've put it too alarmingly. You wouldn't actually adopt this child. You'd simply contribute regularly to the orphanage in her behalf. And you would accept as a group the responsibility for her. Her name is Christina. She's 8 months old. Lovely child.
Did you have any figure in mind, Doctor?
$10 a month. Now, I don't want you gentlemen to give me your answer right this minute. I want you to think about it. If you care to, you may go out to the orphanage and visit little Christina. Think it over and let me have your decision. I think I know the answer you will find in your hearts. Thank you, gentlemen.
I'll get your coat, Doctor.
Good night, all.
Good night, Dr. Needham.
I told you he was a nice fellow.
He's as nice a preacher as I know.
Well, sure, he's a nice fella. But, gee, if this club has $10 a month to throw around, I don't think we ought to blow it on a baby. I'd rather put it in the pool table.
Floyd, haven't you got any heart?
Certainly I got a heart.
It's only $2 a month apiece.
That ain't the money, it's the principle.
Well, I'm in favor of the doctor's proposition. What do you say, Peavy?
Mrs. Peavy always wanted a girl.
I'm for it. Well, Floyd, are you going to be a spoil sport?
Who's a spoil sport, you big...
You are, you big...
Fellas. Let's be jolly boys. What did Dr. Needham think if he could hear us calling each other names?
I didn't call anybody names.
Well, let's think about what the doctor said, fellas. We shouldn't rush into this. We should look in our hearts. Floyd, would you do one thing? Before you decide, would you go out there with us and look at the little girl? Little Christina?
Well...
Come on, Floyd, that's fair enough. Look at her and then we'll decide.
Well... All right, but now for the love of Pete, can we play poker for the rest of the evening?
Deal the cards, Horace. Let the chips fall where they may.
You know, it's a real pleasure to tell you that famous Kraft mayonnaise is once again available. Yes, although Miracle Whip salad dressing, another Kraft product you've been waiting for, continues to be scarce because of the sugar shortage, Kraft Kitchen Fresh Mayonnaise is back. Fine salad oil is becoming more plentiful, and Kraft can make a fair supply of the truly superior mayonnaise most of you remember. Superior because it's made from only choice ingredients. Fine salad oil, selected eggs, fragrant vinegar and spices, and as a final touch, genuine fresh lemon juice. No wonder Kraft mayonnaise has such distinctive, delicate flavor, such a rich, homemade goodness. It's easy to see why the most discriminating hostesses choose this particular mayonnaise, for flavor and for surpassing smoothness. A special beater patented by Kraft gives it a velvety texture you could never accomplish in your own kitchen. Yes, you'll be taking bows when you make salads from famous Kraft Kitchen Fresh Mayonnaise. Now available in reasonable quantity. Now let's get back to the great Gildersleeve.
Here he comes, Marge.
All right, Bertie, he's down.
Hi, Unc.
Good morning, children.
Why, Unky, your vest. Don't tell me you're going to church with us.
Of course, I always go to church on Sundays. Well, I always try. I don't always make it, perhaps. Leroy, how many times have I told you? If you must read the funny papers...
I'm going to pick him up. Don't worry.
Yes. Now, come and sit down.
Did you have a good time at the club last night, Unky?
We had a very lovely meeting, yes. Leroy, if you're trying to crawl into that glass, it can't be done.
I'm just trying to get all the juice.
Well, sip it politely. No back somersaults. Remember, this is Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a very nice meeting last night, children. Dr. Needham was there.
Dr. Needham at the Jolly Boys?
What's so strange about that? What do you think goes on down there?
What does go on down there, Unc?
Never mind. It's for grown-ups.
What was Dr. Needham doing there?
Is that why you're going to church?
Well, as a matter of fact, it's something that might interest you children. How would you like to have a baby to take care of?
A baby? Unky, do you mean it? Oh, that'd be wonderful.
No, wait a minute.
Did you hear that, Leroy? A baby?
I'd rather have a dog.
Oh, but think what fun it'd be. You can do lots more things with a baby. Feed him and dress him and bathe him and play with him.
Wait a minute.
You can't teach him tricks.
You can so.
Dogs are smarter.
They are not. You were a baby once. You mean to say you're not smarter than a dog?
Well, it depends. Would it be a boy baby or a girl baby?
And where are we going to get it?
I'm coming to that if you'll just listen a moment. Oh, good morning, Bertie.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Gildersleeve. It's that darned old, it's that waffle iron. It went and stuck again.
Yeah, that's all right, Bertie.
Bertie, we're going to have a baby.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah. Don't worry. It isn't going to make any work for you, Bertie. We're not going to have the baby here.
What? What good is a baby if you can't have the use of him?
Let me explain, will you?
Okay.
Now, this was an idea of Dr. Needham's. He thought it would be nice if different organizations around this town would each undertake to provide for some child out of the children's home. Sort of sponsor it and be a godfather to it. And pay for its upkeep next year.
Oh, I think that's real nice.
Yeah, so do I.
You gonna do it then?
Well, we're going to go out there to the home this afternoon and look over the proposition. As a matter of fact, one of our members is holding out.
Who?
Never mind.
Why don't you throw him out of the club?
That's not the way that clubs are run, Leroy.
Piggy threw me out of his club. I threw him out of mine.
Well, the Jolly Boys try to be more democratic. Besides, we can't throw him out. He owns the clubroom.
Mr. Gildersleeve, how old is this baby you're talking about?
Well, I believe about 8 months, Bertie. She's a little girl.
Oh, I was thinking maybe I could knit her a sweater or some booties or something.
Well, I think that would be lovely. I thought you children might like to contribute a little something, too, out of your allowances. As a Christmas gesture. 25 cents a month, say?
Oh, I'd love to.
Would we own part of it? The baby, I mean?
Well, I'd say you'd have an interest in her. Certainly.
I'll give $50.
So will I.
Well, that's very generous, children. I'm glad to see you respond that way.
Is she cute, Unky?
Well, I haven't seen her myself yet.
All babies are cute.
Has she got a name?
Let's see. Her name is Christina.
Oh.
Couldn't we change it?
Huh?
Why, Christina's a beautiful name. I love it.
It's crazy. I never heard it before.
Oh, well, what do you know?
Listen, I'm paying $50 for this kid. I got a right to name it.
Children. Christina's the name she was born with, my boy. You get used to it.
Well, I suppose we could call her Chrissy. Say, when can we go out and see her, Unc?
See her? Well,
Hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make her a scrapbook. Kids are nuts about scrapbooks.
Huh?
When can we go out and see her, Unc?
Why not this afternoon?
Yeah, this afternoon.
Well, I'm afraid that wouldn't be a very good idea.
Oh, why not?
You see, this is a club affair, and besides, so many people all at once might scare the baby.
We wouldn't scare her as much as you will.
And the chief of police. How would you like to see him leaning over your crib?
Yes. Tell you what I'll do, children. I can't let you go this time, but when I get back, I'll tell you all about her. How's that?
I told you, Marge, a dog is better.
All right, eat your breakfast. Cigar, Judge, while we're waiting?
No, thanks, Gildy.
Peavy?
Thank you. I never smoked the things.
Yeah, that's right. Chief?
I don't know that we ought to smoke in here, Commissioner.
Why not? If we're careful, we're not going to set the home on fire.
What isn't that? I don't think it'd be a good example for the children.
There aren't any children around. They're all outside playing.
Just the same, it wouldn't look good.
Chief is right, Gildy.
All right. I won't smoke myself then. There's an ashtray there. The superintendent must smoke.
Well.
Thanks, Miss
Floyd.
Yeah, fine.
Hiya, gents. Chief.
Well, we didn't think you were going to make it, Floyd.
Gave you my word, didn't I? Just the same, I almost didn't. You should have seen me trying to convince Lovey I was coming out here this afternoon to see a baby. Asked me how old was the baby. Was she a blonde or a brunette? Still don't think she believes I'm out here. I don't believe it myself. Well, what do we do now?
Just sit down and wait, I guess, Floyd.
Yeah, Christina's asleep.
Who?
The baby.
Oh. Well, what do we do? Just sit here till she wakes up?
Till the nurse comes for us.
Huh. Oh, well. I feel kind of foolish. What are we doing here, anyway? We nuts or something? You guys got me into this.
Maybe it's like Dr. Needham said in his sermon today, Floyd. Children bring out the best in people.
There's a lot in that, Floyd. A lot in it.
Well, don't look at me.
You're the one who's holding out, Floyd.
Oh, look, now, don't get me wrong. I got nothing against kids. I'm for kids. But when it comes
this
to
is your chance to prove it.
Now, Commissioner.
Well, tell him to put up or shut up.
Gentlemen, the baby's asleep.
She's down in the nursery. She can't hear us.
Commissioner, I don't think we have to worry. Now, Floyd may talk tough, but after all, he came here this afternoon, and I think we can take that to mean
Oh, no, you don't, Chief. I said I'd come here, and I came, but that's all. I ain't joining no baby syndicate. Like I said before, if you want to have a club where we have a little fun once in a while, I'm quiet.
She's awake now. If you gentlemen would like to come this way.
Oh, thank you. Go ahead, Chief.
After you, Commissioner.
Judge?
Thanks, Gildy. Come on, Floyd. Peavy.
Just follow me, please.
Oh, nurse, say,
Yes, sir?
I brought along a little something for the baby. Candy reindeer. I don't think it'd hurt her.
Well, that's very nice of you, but I really don't think she ought to have it.
No? Well, you know best, of course. That's why I asked.
You better frisk the rest of this gang, nurse. I bet they're loaded with stuff.
I'd be glad to keep the reindeer if you like and give it to her when she's older.
Would you? Thanks.
Right through here, please. I'll just go ahead if you don't mind and see if she's still awake.
All right, miss. We'll wait outside, fellas.
It's the first time I was ever in an orphanage. It don't look so bad.
That nurse don't look so bad either.
Nice motherly type.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't know. She's not so motherly. It's the uniform.
It's all right. You can come in.
Go ahead, fellas.
Quiet now. No rumpus.
Some gentlemen to see you, Christina.
Look at that.
Well, what do you know?
Come here, Floyd. Look.
Huh. You know, I think she looks a little like you, Commissioner. She's got your double chin.
Cute, isn't she? Who gave her the rattle?
Oh, that's standard equipment.
Go on. Play with your rattle, Christina. Play with your rattle. Doesn't want to play with a rattle, I guess.
Just lies there staring at everybody. Well, what do you make of all this, Christina? What do you make of all this?
She says, I just wish all these big bad men would go away and leave me alone.
Hello there, Christina. Can you say hello? Can you?
Oh, for heaven's sake. Of course not, you old goat. She's only 8 months old.
Well, no harm in asking.
Hey, look. Look.
What?
She moved. Hey, that's pretty good for a kid only 8 months old.
She's a smart girl, Floyd. Aren't you, Christina?
Would you? Oh, you better back off there, Commissioner. She's going to cry.
Huh? Oh, dear me. You wouldn't cry, would you, Christina?
Look at that little lip quiver.
Here it comes.
Oh, gosh, I didn't mean to scare her.
Here, let me try. What's the matter, kiddo? Look, see the pretty rattle?
She's not interested in the rattle, Floyd.
Hey, she smiled.
That wasn't a smile, Floyd. That was gas. Babies do that when they have a bubble.
It was so a smile, wasn't it, nurse?
I'd call it a smile.
Yeah, what'd I tell you? Tell me, I don't know about babies. There she goes again. I think the kid likes me.
Oh, I wouldn't touch her. Floyd!
I ain't touching her. She grabbed hold of my finger. Look at that.
Well, I'll be darned.
She won't let go of it either. Little son of a gun. Grabbed hold of my finger.
I guess she does like you all right, Floyd.
Pretty lucky.
The little son of a gun. Say, miss, you don't suppose I could hold her for a minute? Nah, better not.
Before we go home, let's settle this, fellas. What do you think?
Listen, that's a smart kid, you know it? That's one of the smartest kids I ever saw for her age. She ain't like most babies, just lie there. She's got personality, you know what I mean? She's smart, too. Sure.
Gentlemen, it's moved and seconded. What the heck, we don't have to be so darn formal about this. You all know the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Baby adopted.
The great Gildersleeve and the Jolly Boys will be back again very shortly. Many an expert homemaker is wearing a big smile these days now that she can serve the family super special salads made with the famous mayonnaise, which is once again available. Yes, it's really true. Kraft Kitchen Fresh Mayonnaise is back and in reasonable quantity. Kraft mayonnaise, you know, is a truly superior mayonnaise made from only choice ingredients. Fine salad oil, selected eggs, fragrant vinegar and spices. And as a final touch of inspiration, fresh lemon juice is added. With its distinctive homemade goodness, its rich, delicate flavor, Kraft mayonnaise glorifies any and every salad. Its texture, too, is something to be proud of. A special beater patented by Kraft gives Kraft mayonnaise a velvet smoothness almost impossible to accomplish in your own kitchen. In fact, it's mayonnaise nothing short of perfection. Kraft Kitchen Fresh Mayonnaise.
Wonder where everybody is.
I can't imagine.
This is just as bad as last week. Wait, here comes somebody. That's you, Chief?
Hiya, fellas.
Floyd!
You're late, Floyd. Where are all the others?
Peavy phoned he's staying home tonight with the wife.
How about the Chief?
Him, too. He's refereeing a kid basketball game down to the Y.
Yep.
And he's going straight home. I gotta be going myself.
What?
Yeah, I got Lovey waiting for me down in the car. Well, I guess I'll
Floyd, wait a minute.
Yeah, stick around.
Can't. Sorry. Lovey and I going to the movies. Give her a break for a change. Good night.
Night, Floyd.
Well, what'll we do, Judge?
I don't know.
Maybe we should call up somebody.
Who?
I don't know. You know something? That baby could ruin this club. Good night, folks.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Harold Perry. It is written by John Whedon and Sam Moore. The music is by Jack Meakin. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley as Leroy, Louise Erickson as Marjorie, and Lillian Randolph as Bertie. Judge Hooker is Earl Ross, and Richard LeGrand as Mr. Peavy. This is John Lang saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company and inviting you to listen in again next Wednesday for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
Now it's really true. You can make real, rich, velvety smooth ice cream in your refrigerator. Just ask your grocer for the Kraft product called Frizz, F-R-I-Z-Z. One package makes 6 generous servings of ice cream, and very economically. You simply add water, a little sugar, and freeze according to directions on the package. Add fruit juices or flavoring for variety. Frizz contains plenty of fine cream and milk, made by a process that retains marvelous freshness of flavor. Get Frizz from your food dealer tomorrow. Surprise the family with homemade ice cream tomorrow night.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.